Things took a dramatic turn at the Madlanga Commission, as Fadiel Adams made a startling claim about a warning he allegedly received before appearing before the inquiry. But that was not the only issue raising eyebrows. Questions were also raised over an affidavit that appears to contain Adams' signature and initials, despite his insistence that it was not the version he submitted. So who altered the document, and how did the signature end up there? The Commission is now looking closely at these troubling claims. Stay with us as we unpack what happened. This is Mzansi News Hub. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
The very fact that you yourself say you have a number of questions which of course you may have because you are now faced with the imponderables that we are raising with you. All of that from where I am sitting seems to suggest at least two things. Either you were part of a concerted effort to lay these charges for whatever reasons which may not necessarily have had anything to do with a genuine belief of the existence of criminality. So you having been part of that, or as I said, at least two possibilities, or that you were used to achieve this purpose, that is the purpose of laying these charges for whatever reason. Do you want to comment on that?
If I may comment, Commissioner?
Yes.
Most of the cases that we have before the court and that are under investigation, we actually don't know who the sources are. Well, not most of them, some of them. So we are used. Many times there's no merit in it. Like you can receive 10 things and there's only 2 things worth reporting. So I do believe I was used. I believe that what I saw was real. However, the courts have, the NPA has made a determination. You will soon make a determination. I will respect both.
But to the extent that there are a number of questions that you cannot answer on issues that you yourself participated with your eyes wide open, one could say that those are indicators that you were a willing participant in all of this. What's your comment?
Commissioner, the one thing I'll take away here, besides the hiding you gave me on day one, is that I need to pause sometimes. I need to not react immediately. And I need to do better timekeeping above all. But I wasn't a willing participant in anything. There was nothing in it for me. This has cost me big time. As you can see, I don't even bring an attorney with me because I can't afford to house him here. So I understand that there are people that might have benefited financially who sat before this commission. I'm not one of them. This madness that I got myself into, it was only because I want to see our boys live. That's the only reason. And I tell you now, Commissioner, someone told me last night, Madlanga is going to kill you. I said, why would you say something like that? He said, they need a sacrifice. I said to him, Buddha, not to you, to him. I said, Buddha, if our children are going to live longer on the Cape Flats, forget prison, they can send me to hell. And that is why I'm here.
And I'll give them the assurance that I don't kill anybody.
It's making me feel like I'm insane.
Yes.
If indeed I was part of whatever's going on here, I would sit here and own this is my affidavit. Yes, no, I did not mention PKTT. No, I did not mention the forklift. But this thing, this is not everything I put in there.
Did you do 2 Section 27 affidavits?
I did not sign the one because I wasn't happy with it. Because I put in words like heister instead of forklift. This is not what Chairperson, I hope you understand why I went to Wellington Police. Because I was in Wellington on the day this madness was happening. When I saw these things and I said, no man, none of this, I'm going to lay a charge.
Now, in October last year, this is important. In October last year, the people at IDEC, according to the emails that we have seen, were looking for a Section 27 affidavit, and they could not find it. But when this commission sought documents from IDEC, this is the document that was given to the commission. And it raises serious questions about IDEC and you, Mr. Adams. And the question in relation to you is this: did you, after October 2025, sign a Section 27 affidavit and backdate it?
No, Chairperson, and you will understand why later. You will understand why later.
Yeah. Now, can you come up with a sensible explanation why we have before us an affidavit that you say is not the affidavit you signed in November 2024?
Chairperson, someone has altered this thing. I don't know why. I don't know how. Someone has taken out information that I wanted in here. Information that I'm passionate about. Information that landed me in Pietermaritzburg prison. I can't answer that, Chairperson.
How do you explain your signature? I can understand if somebody forged a document as you allege, or they did something sinister. Advocate Ngube took you through every page and asked you if those are your initials, and you confirmed that those are your initials. Now, if this is not the document that you signed on the 21st of November 2024, where do those initials and the signature on the last page come from?
Commissioner Kumalo, I humbly submit to this commission that the IDAC must come and explain this.
No, they cannot explain your signature. All I want is you to explain your signature. They can explain other things. They can explain why what you say was in the affidavit is not there. But for now, I want you to focus on the signature, which you say is yours. Unless you say to us that is also a forgery.
I am leaning that way, and I think it is, but I don't want to make accusations. But this, advocate, sorry to say, look, I have a scribble of a signature, as you can see in my affidavit also.
But do you
I would assume somebody tampered.
Do you remember initialing this document that we see in front of us?
Advocate, if I was not aware of the fact that I included words like forklift, PKTT, in my document, you could probably tell me this is my document, and I would agree with you if I was just flipping through it.
Forget about the content. Do you remember initialing this 6-page document? I think it's 5. Do you remember initialing this 5-page document and signing the last page?
Not the one before me, Advocate.
Not the one before
Not the one before me. Not the one before me. There's been alterations made to this document. This is not the one that I submitted.
So you say somebody you don't know who altered this document?
Chairperson, that is clear from where I stand. Unless I've gone mad, unless I'm misreading the thing that I typed. But I'm not mad. I know it was in there. These are two things that, as I say, I'm passionate about. I've been fighting it, and it's not there, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Mr. Adams, you are certain that you submitted only one affidavit to IDEC, one Section 27.
I handed that document to Chief Investigator Perumal. We never spoke about the Section 27. Again, I'm confused, Commissioner.
And you say this was in Cape Town when
Yes,
you handed it to him. So Ms. Johnson would have been incorrect when she said, because this is what she testified, when she said you delivered your affidavit, your Section 27 affidavit, to their Pretoria office at reception.
No, she's lying.
Okay.
I'm telling you categorically that she's lying.
It's not that Mr. or Chief Perumal's phone was on speaker. It's just that
No,
it does happen with cell phones that if the person's phone volume is high, you can hear even if it's not on speaker.
No, the phone, I can confirm the phone was not on speaker, but I couldn't hear the conversation, but words come out.
Yeah, okay. So the volume was high enough for you to hear the voice?
Yes, I was sitting on his left-hand side. He was the one in front of the computer.
Okay.
So I'm not a voice specialist or analyst, but my belief is that he was speaking to Andrew Johnson.
All right, thank you.
Can I just ask a question? There's a preamble which accompanies this A1 statement, and it's dated 6 January 2025. And you signed it. When did you sign it?
No. I flew up to Joburg to sign the preamble, sir.
Was it on the 6th or on a different
No,
date?
it couldn't have been on the 6th.
It couldn't have been on the 6th?
Couldn't have been on the 6th.
So why did you put the date of the 6th on that document?
Was the date on at the time when I signed it?
Yes.
Now, if I can have a look at that, please.
Can you put it up in file 3680, IDEC file?
There's one,
Is it also in
there's also,
file 9?
yeah, there's 3481.
3481.
3481. Oh, no, it's fine.
3481.
3481.
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Adams, look at 3481, please.
Yes, sir, I see this.
Is that your sorry?
That is my
You signed
signature.
it on the next page. 3482, sorry.
3482.
Yeah.
That is
your signature.
That's my scribble, but the date is not my handwriting, and I would not have allowed this.
So you did not put that date
I think
there
this
of
date was
6
put in
January.
retrospectively.
So when you signed it, it did not have a date.
I don't think it had a date, sir. I think I mentioned it earlier, that when I went up and I told him I'll come to Pretoria, I was running late, and I called Mr. Perumal, and I said to him, can you meet me in the parking? I need to go. And it came down, I just read through it and I signed it.
And is it not possible that the affidavits Ms. Ngube was taking you through, you also signed them on the date that you signed this preamble?
No.
And for me, I want to leave the issue of the affidavit to Ms. Ngube, but why did you not tell the ad hoc committee this? You knew the ad hoc committee was probing Advocate Johnson on the very issues we are discussing, the referrals, the charges against General Kumalo and others. And she was being asked about the Section 27 referrals. You were there. You know that committee members even asked for these documents. So why did you not mention it to the ad hoc committee? Because you were there as a committee member, but you were also called as a witness to testify on these very issues. And then in your statement to this commission, you have a section where you set out the headings that you're going to be dealing with. And the subheadings specifically refer to the issue of the affidavits that you signed and you deposed to. Why do you not mention this late night call and this late night affidavits and the commissioning of affidavits at your house? Because you must have heard Ms. Ramsemi's evidence, and parts of her evidence upset you so much that you gave media interviews on them. And your first shot at her in this commission was to criticize her for calling herself an advocate when she was not an advocate. So you knew about these issues. And I know I've said a lot, so my two questions are this. Why did you not mention this to the ad hoc committee? And why did you not mention them in your evidence in chief?
If I may, in the ad hoc committee, there was never a mention of more than one Section 27. It was only said that she had classified it, which I thought was a bit iffy, but I didn't make much of it. And they didn't really go into the statements. And again,
Ms. Adams, I'm talking about the conduct of IDEC.
Yes.
If you were at the ad hoc committee and you know that the conduct of IDEC was improper in the sense that after you had deposed to affidavits, somebody came to your house late at night, had a call with Advocate Johnson, and they wanted your affidavits to be changed. That's the part that I say, why did you not mention it at the IDEC? The conduct of IDEC.
I will tell you, Commissioner, for me, the conduct of IDEC now, if I look at it, with what I know, I'll go back to there.
Please pause there. That night, when Mr. Perumal came to your house without his two co-investigators, and he said to you, the madam or the advocate does not like the affidavits you have prepared. They want to give you different ones. They come to your house and you do that. Did you at the time think that was proper?
I didn't think it was normal, but I didn't think it was out. I wouldn't say, I didn't think there was anything excellently wrong with it.
So my question is, why did you not bring that conduct to the ad hoc committee's attention? When you know that the very issues the ad hoc committee was investigating is the conduct of IDEC in relation to these cases.
I will be honest with you, Commissioner. I need IDEC to succeed. I needed these cases before the court.
So you were willing to do anything to help IDEC succeed, however improper their conduct?
Not anything, Commissioner, but there are things that I was willing to almost close my eyes to get to the end result.
Let's leave ad hoc. Before this committee now, before this commission, you have subheadings where you're saying, I'm going to deal with the issue of the affidavits and some of the things that Advocate Ramsemi has said. Why do you not mention that Perumal came to your house, and while he was at your house, he was speaking to Advocate Johnson, and in that discussion, they wanted your affidavits to be changed? Why did you not mention that?
At that time, Commissioner, I had not yet seen these, and I had laid the case against Perumal and IDEC.
Mr. Adams, you don't have to see these things to know what happened. I mean, you've given us detail about how you went to the minister, how documents came under your door, how you did a Section 27. Why do you not mention that there was something that happened on the 6th of January 2025 rather? And now that I think about it, I didn't think about it then, but now that I think about it, it was unusual because after I had prepared A1 affidavits, they came to my house late at night and they said the affidavits have to be changed. Why did you not mention that?
Commissioner, to me it was a case of we're going to do the affidavit better, we're going to break it into 4 pieces, and that was it. It was only after what I saw here, and I laid a charge, and the reason I don't address it in my affidavit was because I wasn't going to comment on the issue because it's under investigation until Commissioner Madlanga cleared it up for me that no, we're going to speak about this.
You know, Commissioner Baloy used the word and she said machinations. That's what it's starting to look like now. That somehow you were part of a scheme at all costs to bolster these cases, even when you knew that they were not strong. And you would do anything to assist in that regard, even when you could see that whatever was going on, if not improper, then it was suspicious.
Commissioner, for me, when I said that we can do it next week, I was told, no man, it has to be today. I said, okay, let's just do it, let's get it done. So I do say that that's not regular. I was willing to play whatever part I need to. And I'm not saying that I'm playing for IDEC or I was playing for IDEC. If I was, I would shut up right here. I'm telling you these events as they happen. Thank you.
I'm not a handwriting expert, but I just want to understand some matter of detail. Can you please go to the preamble at page 3477?
3477.
Yes, please.
Oh.
Are you there?
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay, I'll be with you just now. Uh, 3477, I'm sorry.
Yes, Commissioner.
The corrected one.
I'm not with you, Commissioner.
There's a preamble. It comes.
Is that what I'm looking for?
I'll help you with the signature, but yes.
Yes, I'm there.
Is that the correct one?
No, the one that has A1 and 2 in brackets.
Yeah, A1 and then bracket 2
yes.
At the top in manuscript.
3476. 3476.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have it now?
I have it, Commissioner.
Yes. Now, I think you've owned that signature, and that's the one where you say, when you were in Johannesburg, you said,
yes, sir.
This was brought to you, and you met, and you signed. What I've noticed with the signatures on the preambles, if, for example, we were to think in terms of angles as in mathematics, that part of your signature that comes down, do you see it? In this signature, on this preamble, it's slanting to the left. So if we're talking an angle, it would be an obtuse angle, slanting to the left like that. And let's go to page 3481. There as well, you see that slanting to the left, which would again be something like an obtuse angle if you look at it in conjunction with a dotted line at the bottom. You see that?
I see that.
Yeah. Okay, now let's look at the signatures on the affidavits themselves. Let's look at 3476. You see, are you at 3476?
Yes, I am, Commissioner.
Do you see that that line is slanting to the right? If it was an angle, it would be an acute angle now. And let's go to 3480. There as well, same thing, slanting to the right. And then we go to 3484. Same thing, also slanting to the right. I know that when you sign, like if I were to sign now, even if I were to sign immediately after having signed, I sign my signature and immediately within seconds I sign. Those may not look exactly the same, I know that. But what strikes me is that with all the preambles I've referred you to, we see what approximates an obtuse angle. With all the affidavits, we see what approximates an acute angle. Can you explain that?
Yes, Commissioner, I can.
Yes.
I signed that while I'm sitting in the car. They brought the paperwork down. It was a case of this. That's why I can tell you the signature is mine. The date is not accurate. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. It couldn't have been that date. But they brought it to the car for me. I signed off and I drove off.
And how were you holding the document?
In my left hand. In my left hand, signing with my right hand. That is why, even for my scribble, that is terrible.
But the paper was not slanting, it was...
Commissioner, I wouldn't be able to tell you which way I was leaning, but I do remember that I was holding it in my left hand and signing on it. And that is why, if you look at my signature, I don't have a pretty signature, and that is even slightly uglier. So that's the reason for that.
Okay.
So I will own the signature. It's mine. The date, that does not belong to me.
Yeah, I just had to raise that because there are lots of issues around these documents.
No, I understand.
And therefore, if I notice something that's off with the signatures, I just had to engage you on it.
I understand, Commissioner.
All right, thank you.
I just take you back to these affidavits that you, and this conversation with Mr. Perumal, that Advocate Johnson wanted the topics or the complaints to be broken up into 4 parts. You've already at that point given the team of 3, Perumal, Ramsamy, and Mr. Rapesu, you've already given them 4 different separate affidavits.
Yes, ma'am.
What does Mr. Perumal say to you now you're supposed to do? Why are you now required to do 4 separate, to deal with what now? Because you have 4 separate affidavits already.
Yes. So I gave them 4 separate affidavits, and my understanding was that she wanted it done another way because she wanted to break it into separate cases. I don't know if it was 4 or 6 matters. So that was my understanding of the situation, of which I was willing to comply. I was willing to comply.
Yeah, what I'm trying to understand is you already have 4 separate cases, remember? And that's what those affidavits that you gave earlier in the day to the 3 of them, the supplementary affidavits,
yes,
they deal with 4 different cases.
Yes, ma'am.
What was explained to you is going to be the difference in the content? Because it must have had something to do with the content. He must have said to you, now we need to exclude this for reason ABCD, or we need to include that for reason ABCD, for his approach to you to make sense. What does he say to you?
My understanding with the affidavits that I gave him was that it was going to be 3 cases.
Even though you gave him 4?
Even though I gave him 4.
Okay.
That was my understanding. He then said to me that, no, the auntie wants it in full, which I didn't argue with because she's the senior prosecutor.
Yes.
So he said to me, the auntie also wants a little bit more meat to the cases. And this is where we sat down, and this is where we started writing.
Yes, and do remind me, because I've closed the pages here, do any one of the ones that Mr. Perumal takes from you in the evening, do they deal with your allegations about the PKTT?
Let me just say.
I see that the one speaks about General Tele and General Kuma. If you look at the one at 3475.
3475. Thank you, ma'am.
That deals in paragraph 2. It says something about General Masemula and Tele and General Kumalo. And then in the next paragraph, it talks about top secret clearance for many years. That's the one. And then the second one at 3479 speaks to General Madondo and the documents that you found under your door.
Which page are we at now?
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry, I just lost track now.
3479.
3479?
Mm-hmm. You'll see in paragraph 2, it deals with General Madondo.
Yes, ma'am.
And the documents that you found. And then if you go to 3483. 3483.
Oh, 3, fine.
It deals with Brigadier Mukwele's appointment.
Yes, ma'am.
I think there was an earlier one. Ms. Ngobet, do you want to remind me?
The 3. We only have the 3. We only have the 3.
Okay, so we have these 3. None of them speak to the PKTT matter that you've covered in an earlier affidavit. None of them speaks to the forklift, as far as I can see, that you had dealt with earlier.
There was a fourth one relating to the forklift. And when I questioned Chief Perumal about the PKTT,
yes,
he said that will come at a later stage.
Did he explain why? I mean, it's an important topic to you at the time.
It's very important to me, and still is. But at a later stage, I didn't like it, but I'm not going to argue as long as it comes.
He said, you say that he said the auntie wants it to be done
dockets.
This way.
This is what he's been sent to come.
Okay, thank you.
I must say, Mr. Adams, and this is my last point on this, what you've just told us about the supplementary affidavits, the A1s, and how they came about, makes me doubt what you said earlier about your Section 27 referral, because it now makes me suspect that at a later point, you were handed a document which is a new 27, and you signed it at a later point, because that would be consistent with what happened with these A1s.
If I may,
yes,
Commissioner Kumalo, this happened on the same night. That Section 27 is the only one I signed.
I understand that part. I'm talking about affidavits having been prepared before, and then late at night or whenever somebody comes back to you and says, we need to add this, we need to take this out, we need to do this, sign new affidavits. That is consistent with you having prepared a Section 27 referral, and then at a later point, somebody coming to you and say, we no longer want PKTT or forklift in this, let's take them out, sign a new Section 27 referral. Because if that is your signature in the document that we looked at, it does not explain why it does not look like the original that you say you submitted. And the only logical explanation is that at a later point, you were presented with a different document and you signed that document.
No, Commissioner Kumalo.
Because we're going to live here not knowing how your signature ends up in this document that starts on page 5112 of file 2, because your signature is there and we don't know how it ends up there. And we're going to live today not knowing that. And that's my parting shot on this.
Commissioner, I'm only answering you as I can. For instance, if I may, that, I forget it again, the introduction,
Preamble.
the preamble. The easiest thing in the world would have been to deny the signature on the preamble. I'm telling you as fact, it's mine. As I'm telling you with the section 27, I did not do two. And when I heard there was a second one, I was confused. And now when I look at what Mr. Nsame is saying, and I'm going back into what's left of my memory bank, I'm leaning towards her. And that's not a situation, that's not even a place I want to be. I'm answering it to you as you asked me the question. And as far as the section 27 is concerned, whoever did whatever, they must come and explain it to you.
Sorry, Mr. Gabzimove. If you've already testified on this, please forgive me. What time in the evening did Chief Perumal contact you for this second set of statements to be made?
Commissioner Madlanga, the time, it was late. I can't be very specific.
How late? How late?
It was definitely after 9.
After 9?
Yeah.
That's when he contacts you?
That's when he asks if he can come quickly.
Yeah, so he goes to your place around 9. And you sat together until roughly about what time? When the affidavits, sorry. When the affidavits had now been commissioned, roughly about what time do you think it was?
He had a cup of coffee afterwards and he left around about 11:30, something to 12. I didn't check, but that would have been late because we sat a while. Okay. Because he was taking instruction and he was phoning and it was a back and forth.
3 people had traveled from Gauteng to Cape Town to consult with you and to take your statements, and now only one of them contacts you that late in the evening at 9, and he goes to your place all by himself and is with you until 11 or even after 11. Were you not suspicious about this conduct?
Not at the time, Commissioner. I'm speaking to an officer of the law. On the phone, he's got an officer of the court. I'm comfortable.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Adams, Ms. Ram.